When it comes to talking about the Bible, we often overlook the importance of the book of Genesis. Although widely taught in church schools, and it is one of the first stories of the Bible that we are taught, the book of Genesis is shown to us through a filtered lens, one that is meant for children. But the book of Genesis is not meant to be seen through the eyes of a child, but those of an adult, which rarely happen. If we treat the story of creation as just a surface level kid's story, we will miss the importance and the potential metaphors that may change the way we interpret the ideas of the Bible. It may provide some answers to big questions, like why is there evil? Why would God let people be born a certain way where they don't have certain abilities like being able to see, smell, or hear, or even walk? This may provide some answers. Like today's theory. What does the forbidden fruit really mean? For those of you who haven't picked up a Bible and read the very first chapter, shame on you. But seeing as there are many branches of Christianity, we will be looking at the Catholic branch in all its subdivisions. With that being said, I will summarize it for you as best I can. The following is my telling of the book of Genesis 1 through 11. Before the fabrication of creation, all there was a dark, never-ending void, deprived of order, grace, and beauty. From the darkness and disorder, God willed out order, beauty, goodness, and made a world where life can flourish in 6 days. At first, earth was a soup of nothingness, bottomless emptiness, and inky blackness. Then God's Spirit roamed over like a bird over the watery abyss. God spoke, light, and light appeared. God then separated light from dark, naming the light day and naming the dark night. We have evening, we have morning. On the second day, God said sky, and water separated itself and created the sky. Day 3, God said land, and the waters split themselves, created one landmass. He named the land earth and named the pools of water ocean. God then said, let greenery grow on earth, and let seed-bearing plants grow. And so it was. Plants bursted from every corner of every part of every inch of earth. On the 4th day, God spoke, lights, come out and shine in the heavens, skies. Separate day from night, mark seasons and days and years. Lights in heaven, give light to earth, and there it was. God made 2 big lights. The larger one, to take charge of the day, was named the sun, and the smaller one, to take charge of the night, was named the moon. On the 5th day, God said, ocean, swarm with life, with fish, and all sea life. Birds fly through the skies. God created huge whales and every kind of ocean animal, bird, and they all were blessed by him. On the 6th day, God said, earth, spring with life, and so it did. Mammals, reptiles, insects sprung forth. Lastly, God made man in his image. He made man reflecting his nature, so that he may be responsible for the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the cattle, and the earth itself, and every animal that moves in its face. God made humans godlike in his image. The first man, Adam, which, fun fact, in Hebrew, Adam means human, seeing that's how he got his name. God gave everything to Adam, everything but the tree of knowledge. But as we all know, when Eve was created, she was eventually tempted and ate the forbidden fruit and convinced Adam to eat of the fruit as well. But what does the fruit really mean? We are told it means sin, shame, anger, and all the negative emotions. But I don't think a God of mercy, a God of love, a God who is trying to create a wonderful world for his children to live and inhabit inside of would create something that would be so evil or bad in nature. I think that those bad things happened as a result of gaining the true knowledge that was in the fruit. I think the fruit had the power, or more likely, the knowledge of creation itself, meaning creating life from ourselves, just like God did to create man from man to Eve. I'm not saying we are gods, we just learned how to create life, but we are not God. We do not have the power to create perfect humans instantly. We can make a life with a man and a woman, not alone, not godlike. Not instantly, but in 9 months. We're not perfect, but with imperfections. Sins were made by man as a result of the knowledge of the fruit. I think that it's a fair thing to say. But think about this. Angels have no genitalia, but we do. They didn't eat of the fruit of knowledge. We did. They can't reproduce. We can. To emphasize the importance of the fruit being a metaphor that is deeper than what it seems, and deserving of more attention, and having another interpretation to be more widespread. Like one in which the fruit actually gave us the ability of awareness. Because in some versions of the book of Genesis, Adam already has genitalia, but just isn't aware of what it's for or what it could do. So he felt no shame because he was innocent and unaware. But once he ate of the fruit, he gained awareness, which inevitably created shame and the 7 deadly sins to a lesser extent. In either interpretation, the bottom line is that we ate of the fruit of knowledge, which gave us the knowledge of creation of human life. This knowledge was passed on to us. We took it for ourselves from God. God did not really want us to have this ability. Think about the life of immortality. For example, if we ate from the life of immortality, we would be angels in all sense but the wings. But we ate of the fruit of knowledge and instead gave up immortality for the ability to make other people, to populate the world with all sorts of people, all sorts of children who believe in all sorts of things. God never made another human being from nothing, with the only exception being Jesus, which he created from Mary. So I don't know if that has anything to do with that, but I don't recall ever reading about God making another perfect human. Just another one with perfect belief, not even completely perfect belief in God himself. Remember the time that Jesus spent in the desert and met Satan himself. But if we think about it, this really gives us an explanation to one of the what I believe to be a big question that really needed an answer. Why would God make humans create babies inside of a woman's womb just to let them die? Just to let them live and not be able to walk and experience a true and fulfilling life? The answer is simple. He did not. We did. God did not make another human like Adam and Eve. We did. We created humans in an imperfect way, in an imperfect capacity. Humans are not God. We cannot create perfect life like He did. In the end, we are just creatures created in God's image. We tried to gain the knowledge of creation and pay the price for it, but that price was not the punishment. The punishment was that we were banished and to be cursed by God for a long time. But the fruit was giving us the ability to create our own life, which gave us disease, evil, and all the other sorts of bad things in the world that was created from us. We are creators now in this world. But we are not perfect. So what we create will not be good, will not be pure, will not be something that will be flawless and can be looked at as the perfection that God made the world as in. All the bad things that happen in the world, hurricanes, all those evils that aren't caused by man itself. Evil in its existence was because of us. I'm not saying that God doesn't play a role in the creation of life, because we all came from God, and from God we will go back to. So the ability to create life is from God Himself, but we took it from Him. We didn't take it. We grabbed it for ourselves. We tried to play God, and in ourselves being godlike creatures, trying to not be godlike, but God Himself. And that price was paid. That's why we still do it to ourselves. We still do this to ourselves. This is not God's work for the creation of life. This is our work, and our sins are being paid in our creation. This explains why God would create a person just to let them die before the womb. Why He would curse an innocent baby. Simply put, He doesn't. It's always been us. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about this idea. That the fruit gave us not necessarily the bad things. It wasn't a bad thing. Because think about it, knowledge isn't good and it's not evil. It's how we use it. That's what is more important in the end. So I want you guys to tell me, what do you guys think? Is there anything that contradicts what I'm saying? I would love just to get a discussion going on. Here are a couple ideas. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.